Welcome back to All Clear Firefighter Wellness, where we dig into the real stuff that keeps firefighters healthy, strong, and ready. We talk about physical fitness, mental toughness, and today we're talking about financial fitness because nothing burns you out faster than financial stress. So grab your coffee or maybe what's left over in the pot from C Shift. Let's talk about the top money traps firefighters fall into and how to avoid them. So stick around, and as always, light your fire within. The first thing we want to talk about is the Firehouse lifestyle trap. Now, this has happened to almost all of us. You walk into the base, somebody's got a new truck, it's shiny, it's pretty, and boy, you look good in it. Then the next month, another guy gets a new camper. Then somebody else buys a boat. And pretty soon you start thinking, maybe it's time I upgraded my stuff too. That's what you call firehouse peer pressure. Just like the peer pressure we had in school we were warned about, it'll get you at work too. But honestly, we're pretty good at justifying stuff. You might say, I work hard, I deserve it. Or you might say, I'm making enough money with my overtime to cover it. But here's the thing, when you start living off of your overtime, you're playing with fire. Overtime is not guaranteed. Remember, budgets change, injuries happen, and when that overtime dries up, your big truck payment will not. It'll always be there. So, what's the rule? Live off your base pay. Treat overtime like bonus fuel. Use it for things like savings, paying off debt, or use it for something fun, maybe a vacation with your family. Don't build your lifestyle around your overtime because when the overtime smoke clears, you want to be standing on solid ground, not in trouble. Now, another one that will get you is the pension myth. Let's talk about that great firefighter safety net, our pensions. We all love it, and it's one of the best parts of this career. But here's the trap, thinking that your pension alone will cover everything you need for the rest of your life. Honestly, most pensions only replace about 50 to 70% of our income, and that's before taxes, healthcare, and inflation. And have you seen the cost of a loaf of bread lately? Inflation's real. I've seen firefighters who've retired comfortably, but when they get that medical bill that shows up unexpectedly, they're really in trouble, and their pension doesn't stretch as far as it used to. And honestly, we all know that this job is hard. There are things such as cancer diagnosis, cardiac issues, a ton of different things that can affect us and our longevity. And many times we find out about this after retirement. So it's important for us to realize that we need to build on our pension. Our pension is like the foundation of a house. It's not the whole house, it's where you build on and where you start. So, what can you do? Do something like start a 457B, start an IRA, whatever you can manage. Now, you don't have to be a financial expert to do this, but we do recommend you do talk to your CPA or find a retirement planner that can help you. But most importantly, just be consistent because a firefighter who invests small and steady usually retires a lot better than the one who waits for extra money to pop up from things like overtime. Now, how about the invincible mindset? Firefighters are wired to think it ain't going to happen to me. That mindset is great in certain situations like the fireground. But honestly, it's dangerous when you talk about finances. A lot of us tend to skip things like disability insurance, or maybe we carry the absolute bare minimum life insurance that our department gives us. But honestly, this job has real risk, and if something happens, our income could disappear and dry up overnight. Think of your insurance kind of like financial turnout gear. Now, we don't wear turnout gear because we expect to get burned. We wear it just in case something goes bad. If your paycheck stopped tomorrow, could your family keep the lights on? Could they go on without you? If not, that's your sign that you need to get some coverage because protecting your family is just as heroic as any rescue you make at work. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Dash University, the leading training platform for public safety communications. Our 2026 Training Camp Summit is hitting cities across the U.S., bringing hands-on DAS and ERCES training straight to the field. Now, from Phoenix to Orlando, Seattle to Atlanta, you'll get real-world, code-driven training that prepares you for inspections, installations, and everything in between. You can learn more at dashuniversity.org and secure your spot today. How about budget blind spots? Boy, the word budget is a bad word to a lot of people. People think budgeting is boring, almost like a diet for your wallet. But here's the honest truth. A budget isn't about restriction. It's about awareness, knowing where your money's going so it's actually working for you, not against you. Now, firefighters tend to make solid income, but some firefighters still live paycheck to paycheck, not because of low pay, but because of blind spots, because of bad decisions. Think about it. Your daily coffee from Starbucks. Maybe you're getting DoorDash at work. Maybe you got to have the latest gadget. Get that new iPhone, whatever number it's up to, that's almost $2,000. When you do that, all of it adds up. But try tracking every dollar you spend for just 1 month. If you do that, you'll be shocked to see where the money's going. And there's a ton of ways to track this. You can use many different apps on your phone. You can use paper notebook. Use whatever. Because just like checking your gear when you go on the shift, you got to check your finances. You can't fix what you don't measure. Now, let's talk about some of the hidden hazards that can get us financially. There are a lot of things that'll sneak up on you financially. For example, not having an emergency fund. If you don't have about 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside, one injury, one unpaid leave can throw your whole life into absolute chaos financially. How about poor tax planning? Think about this. How many of you have a side hustle? I know just about every one of us do, whether it's teaching, construction, mowing grass, whatever. Guess what? The IRS does not care. It wants its cut from every nickel you make. So go ahead, plan for it, and don't get burned on April 15th when you file your taxes. Plan ahead for all the side hustles you've got going on. Now, this is kind of where we have that crossover between mental fitness and financial fitness. If we ignore our spouse in money talks, it's going to be bad. Finances cause more marriage stress than any schedule or anything else ever will. We have to make our partner part of the plan, and you have to make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as spending and budgeting. Now, here's another one. Expensive hobbies. We're all into some type of hobby, whether it be hunting, golf, maybe riding motorcycles. All of them are awesome, and we can have a great time. But guess what? It's not awesome when you finance your fun. Make sure you can cover your hobbies. And ultimately, no plan for early retirement will get you as well. Why? Well, we plan to do this job as long as we can. But guess what? Things such as burnout, injuries can come after you and make you have to retire early. Sometime life pushes you out of the job sooner than you expect. We have to be ready for that financially and ultimately mentally. You know, at the end of the day, financial wellness is firefighter wellness. Money stress doesn't stay at home. It rides with you on every call. It comes with you to the station. It sits right there with you at the kitchen table. It affects your focus, your sleep, and your relationships, both at home and at work. But how do we make all this financial stuff work? Well, to review, just start small. Live off your base pay. Don't expect anything to come from overtime. Save a little from each of your paychecks and do something with it. Put it in an account so that it builds value. Also, protect your income with insurance. Make sure that you're able to make payments for the long game. We have to plan long term, not just for tomorrow. Ultimately, we don't have to be perfect when it comes to finances. We just have to be consistent because the same discipline that we use to keep us sharp, to keep us fit, and keep us ready is what also will make us financially strong for the long haul. Thanks for tuning in to All Clear Firefighter Wellness this week. Take care of your crew, take care of your family, and take care of your future. And as always, light your fire within.